Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification.
Okay guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is tutorial series for creating user registration, user login and user logout. This is video number 2 where we are going to create user registration form and a view for registering a user. Actually, in this video we'll do the following things. Actually, we'll create a view for rendering user registration form. We'll create a view for actually saving the data to the database. We'll put the path of views we have created. We'll create a static file for storing CSS file, and we'll create a template folder for storing HTML pages, right? So let's go. So in our main project, which is Motech, I'm going to create 2 folders. Folder number 1 is static, and folder number 2 is template. After that, in static, I'm going to create another folder named as blog, which is our app name. Then inside, I'm going to create a CSS folder. After that, I'm going to copy the CSS files I'll use in my project. So I copy, then I paste them here, right? After that, in templates, I'm going to also create a folder named as blog, and the blog is my app name. So that's it. Inside the blog, I'm going to store all HTML templates being used in blog app. So I copy this, yes, then I paste them here, right? So actually we have created a static folder for storing the static files of our project, and we have created a templates folder for storing our HTML pages, right? So after that, we are going to create a view, right? So inside the blog, I open it by using Sublime. Here, before creating views, I'm going to import important modules and packages for our views, right? So let me copy this up to here. Oops. Then I paste them here, right? After that, I'm going to create a view for rendering our HTML page for user registration. Def register form, then request, render, return, render. I need to render something from blog, then slash register.html. Right, it should be something like this. So let me open in my HTML blog. So this is register HTML. It is going to be returned by register form function, which is our view. So here we load static. These are the links of background image and the CSS file. Then let me comment this, right? So let me comment this. After submit register login form, so let me remove this. After that, yeah, here I hope is fine. So this is our HTML page, which is called the register. It will be it will be returned by our function named as register form. Right, so after that we are going to specify a path of our function we have created in URLs. So in main project, I open URLs. So before carrying on, let me import some necessary. Let me import some necessary modules for URL. Right, so let me paste it here. Let me comment this. After that, here I need to specify the path, right? So path register form, right? So this is the path. And it is from views dot register form, right? The name is register form, right? So that is how we can render our register form, right? So let me back and refresh our page. So the path of our user registration form is register form here. Right, now you can see we have successfully created a user registration which have a background image, right? So the next step, we are going to create another view which will be for receiving user input from user registration form and saving them to the database, right? So let's back again in views.py, right? We need to create another view. The name of view is This is class view, so class register view. I put a bracket. Then after success message mix in, this one, let me copy it. Then I paste it inside. Paste. Then create view. So this is our class, right? So after that we need to actually we need to do something in, right? So here I'll specify the model. Model is equal to user. This is the model we are going to use, right? Model is equal to user. Then after, oops, what's wrong? Model is equal to user. After that, the next thing we need to specify are the fields. And we need to save to the database username, password, and email, right? So here there is username, there is password, and email, right? So after specifying the fields, we need to specify the template name, template underscore name, and the template name is blog register, blog slash register.html, right? Then after we need to specify success URL. Success URL is equal to reverse res, then register form, bracket register form. After that I need to success message is equal to account was created successful. Right, so after that we need to create a function here which is form valid, form underscore valid, then it path to parameters, then form.instance dot password for this is for hashing password, right? So is equal to make password, then bracket form dot instance dot password right? Then after return, we need to return super bracket dot form valid, then bracket form. I save it. So this is class view, and the function of this class view is for just receiving the user input from form submitted by user and going to save to the database, right? So as the rule of thumb, after creating a view in Django Python, we need to create a path of a view in URL. So let's go and specify the path of our view we have created, right? So here in URLs, I'm going to create a, let me copy this, then paste here. Here is register, right? Then register view dot as view, right? I put a bracket, then name is register, path is register. I control S to make sure I save the changes, right? So let me uncomment this, right? So here we can see this is register view of so is register view dot as view. Control S to save the changes. Yes, then after, let's back in our register form, right? Here we need to specify the action of a form, right? So I put bracket, then percentage sign URL register. Then I control S to save the changes, right? So that is how we have created two view. View number one is just for rendering user HTML page, and view number two is for taking the user submitted data and saving them to the database, right? So before we carry on, here is the use of SQLite browser, right? I told you before in the first video that one of our requirements in this project is SQLite browser, so you can download it, right? And this is how we can use it. Now you can see here is my SQLite browser. What I need to do here is I want to see the data present in my database. So let me copy the path. I copy the path of my project, then I'm going to open my database. So click open database. Here press enter, then select database. Right, so here are the list of database. The database we are using for authentication is auth underscore user. Right here you can see these are the columns of our database. From the look upon of our table, the table is actually not inserted, there is no data, right? So we'll check it after a registration, so as we can prove if we are able to register user. So far we have no data in our table, but after registration we'll see data in our table, right? So let's refresh this page. Right, so here I'm going to, let me see, let me see, I want to see something before we kill on. Right, link here, there was a link. Okay, so here let me register a name. Right, so let's register user once again. User is YouTube, email is YouTube, and the password is YouTube. So I register. Now you can see account was created successful, right? So if we refresh our table, we can see user is YouTube, right? Email is YouTube, and the join date is this time, right? So actually this is how we can register a user, and this is register form or user registration in Django, right? Actually this is an end of video number 2 in our tutorial series for creating user authentication system, which include user registration, user login, and a user logout. Just to remind you of what we have learned in this tutorial, we learned how to create a static folder, how to create a template folder, storing CSS file in static folder, and storing HTML pages in a template folder. After that, we created a two view, which is view named as a register form, which was special for rendering user registration form. Then after, we created a class view, which was named register view, and it was purposeful for taking user submitted data and saving them to the database. After creating views, we specified the path of view in URLs. After that, we registered a user and checked on our we checked the database by using SQLite browser to make sure that data are correctly inserted to our database. So actually that is an end. In the next video we'll learn how to create user login, so don't miss. Right, stay in touch with my YouTube channel. Never forget to like, put comment, share, and subscribe for next video update. Thank you, and see you in the next tutorials.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification.